Imagine being a first responder, arriving on scene to a hiker that had fallen over maybe a cliff and cannot get anyone down there to help at all. You're their only hope. Once you get all tied up and begin your descent down to rescue the person, the only thing between life and death that is supporting you is that rope and the knots that you actually tied. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Willoughby, and today I'll be talking about rescue knots and what they are used for. I will also be showing you some of the basic parts of a knot and how they are tied, specifically 3 separate knots. So let's begin with the 3 basic parts of a knot. The first part of a knot is a bite, and according to firehousetraining.com, a bite is simply bending the rope back on itself while keeping the sides parallel. So it would look like this. A loop is made by crossing the side of the bite over the standing part, which basically looks like this. It's very basic things on just like that you make when you actually tie your shoes. A round turn would be further bending of one side of the loop, which would look like this. Now that we have the 3 basic parts of a knot, we're ready to actually learn a few basic simple safety knots that you might actually be able to use someday in your everyday life. The 3 knots that I'm going to cover today will be the butterfly knot, the figure 8 knot, and the figure 8 follow through knot. According to animatedknots.com, the butterfly knot is used to secure a loop in the middle of a rope. A good example is when you have a line of hikers and you need to hook on to the middle of a rope, you can actually tie this knot into the middle of the rope so you can use it to hook on. So it can be used anywhere. Say if you're fishing or something like that, you can actually tie a knot in the middle of a rope to hook your boat onto the dock. It can be used in everyday life. So how you tie a butterfly knot: you're going to wrap the rope around your hand twice, just like so. So you actually see 3 different sides to the knot after you've wrapped it around the palm of your hand. You're going to continue around and complete the back turn near your thumb. Then you're going to pick up the very last one, this one right here, and you're actually going to bring it underneath those 2 and back through the actual loop, creating an actual bite. That is your butterfly knot. Now, you're probably wondering when you would use it. Like I said, you could use it whether you're fishing. You can use this whether you need to tie up something real quick to be able to, if you have to tow your car and you need to have a rope to be able to tow your car. There's so many different things that you can use with these knots. Another knot that is very useful is the figure 8 knot. And this figure 8 knot is mostly used as a stopper knot to create a bind where the rope will not get away from you, and so you can untie this rope very easily. So it's easy knot to use. The way you tie a figure 8 is you're going to actually twist it into a figure 8 just like this, and you're going to take that loose end right here and you're going to feed it through just like this. So once you have it, you'll notice it's a figure 8. Now you can use this rope also, like I said, a stopper knot. If you were connected onto this end of the rope and you were going down and you hit this knot, it's not going to allow you to pass. So that's why they call this a stopper knot. The last knot I'm going to show you is the figure 8 follow through knot. This knot is one of the most handy knots. I use this when I was a firefighter all the time. Say you're on your roof and you need to haul something up there, you can tie a figure 8 follow through around some sort of object and you can lift it up, and you know it's going to stay on there. So the way you tie a figure 8 follow through is very easy. All you have to do is create your figure 8 just like we did before. So the 2 twists, take it back up and through, and then you see your figure 8 once again. Now you can use one end right here to feed back through and follow your figure eight. So if you see, I'm following all the way around. You'll notice on this end right here there's an actual loop. You want to make sure that there's an actual loop there. Follow my figure eight around, back, down, and through. Now when you look at the knot at the end, it's all undressed. You have to dress it up, make sure it looks nice, tighten it down. Then you have your figure eight follow through knot. Now if you have an object that you're going to be hauling up, you need to make sure and tie that object in the middle of this knot. That is the 3 knots that I am going to show you today. There's so many different knots out there in the world that you can learn how to do, but those are the basic 3 that I like to teach very first when I'm teaching my firefighters. But I like to show them those 3 knots because those are 3 very crucial knots. You could use those in any sort of life or death situation. You can also use those in an everyday situation, like I referred to tying up your boat or car or hauling stuff to your roof. Now that you've learned the basic parts to a knot and how to tie 3 different rescue knots, let's review what we actually went over today. Learning how to use a rope can come in handy, as you know, whether you're stuck in a bad situation, whether you're in the wild, or whether you're just using it at home to lift something. You never know when you could be in that situation that you'd have to tie a knot real quick to maybe even save a life. Going over the 3 parts of a knot, the bite, the loop, and the round turn, giving you those basic, very basics of a knot, led us into the 3 important knots that I taught, which were the butterfly knot, the figure 8 knot, and the figure 8 follow through knot. Because I know as a firefighter these knots have come in handy every single day, and maybe someday one of these knots will actually come in handy for you. Thank you, class, and good luck in the future.